What is going on, you guys? It's your girl Diana back at you with another YouTube video. Today we have yet another roadmap to find all of the purple stakes so that you can get Wo-Chien in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. And Wo-Chien is definitely one that you do not want to miss out on if you're trying to pick and choose which of these 4 ruinous Pokemon to get, because Wo-Chien is actually really good for raids. But if you're new here, make sure that you subscribe because it helps your girl out, and give this video a thumbs up if you are a Pokemon fan so that we can push it out into the YouTube algorithm so that more Pokemon fans can see it. And if you would like another way to support the channel, please feel free to check out the merch store. There is a link down below in the description that takes you to not only my merch store, but also all of my other socials so you can keep up with what I'm doing on a daily basis. I've also linked copies of Pokemon Scarlet and Violet on my Amazon storefront if you are still looking for your own. But let's go ahead and hop into the locations of all 8 stakes to get Wo-Chien. So the location of the first stake that I found, which I actually found on accident, is located right in front of, or kind of right above, the Los Platos Pokemon Center, which is technically next to your house and the lighthouse that you saw at the beginning of the game. The only way that I saw to get there is to climb up these little cliff faces that are directly to the side of the Pokemon Center. I didn't see a path or anything that you could take to get to the very top of the cliff, but you're just gonna want to climb up them, kind of like they're staircases, until you get to the very top of this super tall one that I'm climbing up right now, which takes a hot second, not gonna lie. Hopefully Koraidon doesn't slip, but here we are. We literally already made it to our first stake, which there's the lighthouse, and if you look right down, there is the Pokemon Center. So let's go ahead and collect our first stake for Wo-Chien. Oh look, a Gimmighoul. Let me talk to him first. But stake number 1 down, 7 to go. So funny enough, the location of the next stake is literally right across the way on that little grassy patch that you see right in front of us. So instead of going to the left of the Pokemon Center in Los Platos, we're gonna go to the right over here where I marked it on my map. So you quite literally can just jump and glide over. But realistically, you don't even have to glide. You could literally just walk there and then climb up the mountain, but you know, why not glide? I like gliding, it's more fun in my opinion. So we're just gonna casually glide over to the cliff. Oh, we did not quite make it. I'm gonna go ahead and climb up the rest, and you can already see it glowing in the distance. It's gonna be right over here to the left. And you actually have a really nice view of Mesagoza from here. I wish it wasn't raining so that I could use this for a thumbnail because my character's trying to hide from the rain. But let's go ahead and collect stake number 2. The next stake that I found, you can get there one of 2 ways. One way requires no abilities, the second way, my way, the fast way, requires climb. So you can start off here in Mesagoza South Pokemon Center if you do have climb. That's where I started off. But let me just kind of overview show you how you can get there without climb. It does take forever and a day, but you can absolutely get there. So if you start off here in Los Platos, where we're actually gonna go is to the very top of this little cinnamon roll-like mountain. And if you don't have climb or fly or anything and you're trying to get there on foot, there is a path that starts right here where the trees are. And you just literally walk all the way up the mountain in a swirl motion. So it takes a hot minute. But me, I like to get things done as quickly as possible. So we're gonna climb to the very top of that structure right there. So all I'm gonna do is sprint on Koraidon and basically just climb up all the cliff sides. Even taking this route though, it still takes a hot minute, and you're gonna see that relatively soon. Koraidon, please jump for me. Thank you. Always giving me problems with the jumping. But all I did was climb up the cliffs, and once you make it to this little flat area, you still gotta go up that mountain too. But even from here, you can see the trail that you can take if you do want to take the route where you don't have to use any abilities. But like I said, I would rather not do that because I'm trying to get there ASAP. And even by taking my shortcut route, it's still taking way too long for my liking. So we're hopping, we're climbing, we're missing the edge of the ledges, oh my lord. We're climbing up some more. Koraidon, please do not fail me now. I'm trying to film a video here. Okay, Koraidon, I need you to cooperate for me. But we're still going. As you can see, I'm literally on the trail that you can take if you go up by foot. But we're not gonna do that. We're gonna save time. We're gonna climb straight up the cliffside. And finally, we're at the very top where we finally have our next stake. And once again, we have a nice view of Mesagoza, but let's go ahead and collect our 3rd stake. I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty convenient that all 3 of these stakes are in the same general vicinity. They're a lot closer together than the ones for Chien Pao, that's for sure. So funny enough, the next stake that I found is actually right on top of the actual shrine for Wo-Chien. And you know what's kind of cool is if you do look at the shrine, every time that you collect a steak, one of the chains disappears. So you can see that you're making progress. But let me show you how to actually get there without being at the actual shrine, since the shrines are not actual fast travel points until you get to them. So I started off here at the South Province Area 5 Pokemon Center. So let's go ahead and fly back there and I'll backtrack and show you how I got there. This one I did use climb once again to get there. It's gonna be a reoccurring theme. I honestly would suggest that you get as many abilities as you can if you are trying to find these stakes, because they're kind of annoying to get to without abilities. So I went ahead and just hopped up here and climbed up the cliff to get back to the little grassy patch. And we're gonna go straight up to that little cliff area. So you're gonna walk past all these little lakes or ponds, whatever you want to call them, or run past them like me, because once again, I am impatient. And we're gonna climb up this little cliff face as well, if Koraidon doesn't ruin my day again. Okay, we're good. And now that we are up here, all you're gonna do is walk towards the ledge where you can kind of see it overlooking the beach, and there is our stake right over there. You can see it glowing in the distance. And boom! Stake number 4 has been found. And oddly enough, like I said, it's literally right on top of the actual shrine, which is right down there where we started off the search for the next stake. But let's go ahead and collect stake number 4. All right, so for stake number 5, I started off over here at the east gate of Mezagoza, and we're gonna go to this little cliffside that's right across the river from where we are. I did not see a way to get here without abilities. I am so sorry, but this one seems like you're gonna need abilities for the most part to get to majority of our stakes, but you can literally see the stake from right over here on that little ledge. So the way that I got there is I just went ahead and climbed up this little bridge thing, gonna run across it, and we're gonna jump onto the ledge. And we have made it to stake number 5. These are so much easier to find than Chen Pao's. I am upset that I did Chen Pao first at this point, but let's go ahead and get stake number 5. Hey, Gimme Ghoul, we're gonna do that first. Gimme Ghoul, come here. All right, we've acquired our Gimme Ghoul coins. Now we can go ahead and collect our stake. So our 6th stake is actually gonna be the easiest to get to, and I actually found this one on accident when I was making a picnic one day. But I'm over here in South Province Area 3's Pokemon Center, and we're gonna go right up the little walkway to this little cliff area that overlooks Mezagoza. Also, fun fact, I always find Charcadets spawning here, so if you ever wanted to find a Charcadet and you couldn't find one to get a Cerulege or an Armarouge, then just go here. But you're gonna go literally just up this little pathway, and you can see the stake right there on that little cliffside. Right here, by the way, is where I always find Charcadets. I literally found one right before I turned my camera on to film this clip. But you're just gonna go ahead and hop across, and we are at our 6th stake. We are really just breezing through this, and another lovely view of Mezagoza. But let's get our 6th stake. No Gimme Ghoul this time. Kind of sad about that. For stake number 7, I'm still here in South Province Area 3 at the Pokemon Center, and the easiest way to access it is by going to that watchtower right over there, which you can actually just go ahead and run up to. You can also fast travel there if you're not already in the area. It is a fast travel point, which I have unlocked that, but in case you haven't, you can literally just take the trail right over to the watchtower while I casually avoid the thousands of baby Pokemon that are in my way that constantly want to battle me. Like, please, you will get absolutely destroyed. But you guys know how long it takes to climb up the watchtowers, but we're gonna have to climb to the very top of this one. So we're gonna be climbing for a hot second, getting our workout in, apparently. There is a Gimme Ghoul that also spawns on this watchtower. If you are trying to find Gimme Ghouls to collect coins to get Golden Go, always check the watchtowers because they do spawn there, I think at least once a day, if not more than that. I think some spawn more than that, but I did also see a Gimme Ghoul up here when I was scouting the area out for you guys. But now that we're here, let me show you where we're going on our map. So we're at the watchtower and we're going right across to this little grassy little overhang area, and that's where our next stake is going to be. I tried to look around if there was a way to get there without any abilities or climb. I couldn't find one. Like I said, I think the reoccurring theme here is that it's gonna be easiest if you do have your abilities to get these stakes, but I'm just gonna go ahead and jump off and glide over to this little overlook here. And you see that little grass part that like jets out? There's our stake right there, you can see it. That's where we're going. And so I'm just gonna go ahead and land here and just, you know, hop on down there and get our stake. And this is stake number 7. We're really flying through these, I feel like. Let's go ahead and grab this sucker, shall we? And for our last stake, I'm starting over here in Artisan. I am on the west side of Artisan at the Pokemon Center, and we're actually gonna go ahead and just climb up this tiny little cliff. I am not even kidding you. This thing is literally right on top of the Pokemon Center. It's like the easiest thing to get to. Boom. We are here, literally right on top of the Pokemon Center and right on top of Artisan. And I also found a Sunflora somewhere around here, the little statues that our homeboy, the gym leader, makes. But here is our last stake. Let's go ahead and collect it. That was actually a lot easier than the last one, so love that for both of us. But now that we have all 8 stakes, as you can see, all of the chains are gone from the shrine and we are now able to interact with it and get Wo-Chien. Which, in case you did not take my advice and you did not befriend your history teacher, the shrine is closest to this Pokemon Center over here in South Province Area 5. You just gotta climb up the little cliffs and then climb up here to the little overhang that overlooks the lovely ocean. This Hoppip right now? Same. Me. A vibe. I would want to stare at the ocean while I'm flying too. But that is it. We have arrived at our shrine overlooking the beautiful Paldean Sea, and we can go ahead and get our ruinous Pokemon. But that is the location of all 8 stakes that you need in order to get Wo-Chien. Hopefully you guys found this video helpful, and as always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Love you guys. Bye!